It feels like it's getting really hot in Hollywood with the recent huge allegations about Steve Harvey. Well, we can already say that the first half of this year was full of major revelations, and many reputable names were stained with a scandal, and America's favorite TV host and comedian Steve Harvey couldn't escape this fate. So today, I'm going to give you some juice about the shocking details of Steve Harvey's longtime friendship with Bill Cosby, and you will never believe, guys, what a crazy turn this story is going to take. So get yourself comfortable and let's get started. Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Celeb Live Channel. So guys, I don't know if spring has something to do with it, but it appears that the show business is being shattered by the news of celebrities coming forward and sharing the shocking details of the secret lives of high-profile people. And this time, Steve Harvey's life may be turned upside down, with new evidence proving that the comedian had an affair with Bill Cosby.
When will Bill Cosby finally answer all the women who are accusing him of sexual assault?
There are many layers to the relationship between Cosby and Harvey. As Steve mentioned in his multiple interviews, he was forever grateful that Bill Cosby helped him out early in his career. And it seems like his gratitude runs way deeper than we have all believed. Recently, a lot of things went south for Steve Harvey because of civil rights activist named Essie Berry. And if you don't know this lady, let me quickly tell you that she was working with Harvey's ex-wife Mary, who was trying to go after Steve and expose his true nature for many years since their divorce. So, Essie Berry has been helping Mary a lot in her fight for justice. And apparently, she has a lot of interesting intel on Steve's secret life, and unlike Mary, she is not afraid of any repercussions and Steve's threats. That's why, in her recent interview with Storm Monroe, Essie Berry revealed, the news that Steve's longtime relationship with Bill Cosby smells suspicious.
That Steve Harvey tried to get Mary Harvey to sleep with Bill Cosby. Can we tell them the Steve and Bill Cosby story?
So, unless you live under the rock, you probably know about Bill Cosby's past. And let me tell you, the story of his life is stained by a huge scandal, including his own revelation that he was into man. Despite being married to an American television producer called Camille Cosby since 1964, Bill apparently had many flings affairs throughout all 58 years of their union. Someone even believes that Camille is just another bearded wife, and actually Bill swings both ways. Former well-liked Hollywood icon Bill Cosby took the opportunity to tell the world that he was into men in an attempt to quell the media attention surrounding the allegations of C and sleeping with women without their consent. As Cosby said, "Yeah, I'm into men too. Even though these allegations had nothing to do with sleeping with men, I just thought I should slip it in there and give you something else to throw around." Since we never spoke about that again and never gave any other proof to the press, this could be just a way to make the media distracted from his criminal activities and talk about something else. Well, Bill Cosby certainly knows how to divert attention and never answer uncomfortable questions. And apparently, she taught Steve Harvey to do the same. As Bill added to his shocking coming out comment, seriously though, I bet you didn't expect this response. Kind of a weird time to bring it up, hey? And honestly speaking, Bill has a lot of stuff to hide since the start of his career, and you'll be shocked to find out that not just one or two ladies accused him in drugging them and forcing into having an intercourse with him, but 60. If you're wondering how this is related to Steve Harvey, have a bit of patience because I'm going to put the pieces of this puzzle together right away, and these accusations play a crucial role in the story. What's even more shocking in the whole story is that some of them were underage at the time of their alleged intercourse. One of the first accusers, an operations manager for Temple University women's basketball program, Andre Constant, said she was at Cosby's home to discuss her career when he allegedly drugged and molested her. Constant initially filed a criminal complaint, but authorities at the time said there was not enough evidence to go forward with the case. She then filed a civil case, which Cosby chose to settle with her for nearly $3.4 million in 2006. Later, Andre told NBC that she took pills from Bill Cosby, believing them to be an herbal supplement, and because she believed that such a famous man could never do anything harmful to her. As Andre revealed, Cosby lied to her about the pills, and she took them because she trusted him. In her own words, 3 blue pills. And he put his hand out, and I said, "What are those?" And he said, "They'll help you relax." And I said, "Are they natural? Are they like a herbal remedy?" And he said, "No, they're your friends. Just put them down." And here's where Steve Harvey joins the whole story, because apparently the comedian wasn't even shocked, and there's only one explanation why. He perfectly knew about all that because he once admitted that he knew Bill for a long time and was even inspired by the way this man acted and behaved.
Bill Cosby was the greatest influence because he was on I Spy. And
early 60s.
In 66.
Yeah.
So with these two being so close, and I would say suspiciously close, it's no wonder that Steve Harvey was among the only celebrities who supported Bill Cosby when he was charged and convicted with, say, allegations. The TV host and comedian stated that no matter what happens between them, they will always remain friends. Well, with such serious allegations and the whole world turning against him, Bill Cosby desperately needed a friend with certain reputation and weight in the society, probably to shift the attention of the public and make him look better and even innocent. For many people, it seemed insane when a man with a previously unstained reputation and a solid image as a father of many kids and a family man would jump to support an abuser. But apparently, Steve didn't worry about ruining his own image, and his only desire was to help a friend in need. Naturally, Steve Harvey received a huge public backlash for siding with a serial abuser, but he explained his motives by saying that he didn't even think of behaving differently. I haven't talked to him in a few months, but when I'm your friend, I'm your friend. And Bill Cosby helped my sons at Morehouse, guest the college, and he taught me how to do this business. He didn't even know me, and he taught me how to do this business. But what looks suspicious in the entire story that Bill Cosby, in his turn, wanted to protect Steve as well, and he even asked him to stay away from this case. Well, actually, Steve's money and influence could have played a huge role in changing the course of Bill Cosby's case, but he refused to let his longtime friend go down with him. I mean, what kind of relationship these two have if they are ready to sacrifice everything in order to protect each other? Needless to say that Steve Harvey was shocked to find out that his help wasn't needed, and Bill was determined to sort out things without the help of his powerful friend. Steve even said that Bill told him to stay away from him for his own good and don't stain his reputation by getting involved in this mess. And although Harvey immediately called Cosby after the news of accusations hit the headlines and asked what kind of help he could provide, Bill refused to drag Steve down with him. As Steve recalled, you know what he says to me. Hey man, I appreciate you calling, but just stay away from me right now. You don't need none of this on you. Whatever happens to me, but don't you get none of this on you. Steve was so adamant to jump to his friend's protection when many other celebrities and family members turned away from Bill, so people suspected there was something more to their friendship. And while many fans simply roasted the comedian for defending this abuser, others were paying attention to their so-called friendship, implying that there could be more than just romance. As one person commented, I mean, it'd explain his amazing sense of style at least. And another user added, I always saw through fake Harvey. I'm surprised people didn't realize this earlier. Wow. And the whole thing is that Steve Harvey was brave enough to publicly support Bill, while everyone else in the industry was turning away from him, not willing to be associated with such a scandal. Apparently, Steve believed that he had enough public influence and weight and could maybe change the way people were seeing him. But in fact, all that Harvey managed to do is to create another wave of rumors, this time related to the secret nature of his close relationship with Bill.
I just wanted to ask if you wanted to respond at all about whether any of that was true.
There's no response.
Well, it looks like there's more between these two than they say, and while neither Steve nor Bill ever spoke about this side of their relationship, probably because it would create a huge stir in the industry and may even damage Steve's reputation, there are people who are ready to spill them. Beings of the nature of this so-called friendship, and here's where the civil rights activist Essie Berry comes back to my story.
Said that she went over to Bill Cosby's house. Steve had a dinner date with Bill Cosby and his wife.
It seems like Steve was a frequent guest at Bill Cosby's house, and both their wives were aware of their unnaturally close relationship. And while I don't know what made Bill's spouse Camille stay by his side for so many years, well, Steve's second ex-wife Mary was going to do anything to save her marriage. That's why she allowed him to proceed with all the horrible acts she is now accusing him of, including cheating, beating her. And their son Winton. And now, as it turns out, he was unfaithful to Mary not only with women, but with men as well. Or should I say with one particular man, Bill Cosby. Well, Mary has a lot of crazy stories to share about her marriage to Steve. But the thing is, the show business is so charmed with Harvey's charisma that no one even wants to listen to her side of the story. And boy, what crazy details she has about his dubious romance with Bill. As Essie Berry told in her interview, retelling the story that Mary had shared with her, that dinner night with Bill and Steve went completely crazy, and Bill even attempted to make a move on Mary by offering her a drink spiked with something, and then took her hand and began leading her in the direction of a bedroom. As Mary said, she quickly came to her senses when she realized what was about to happen, and she left the house in the middle of this gathering, and to her surprise, Steve didn't follow her and stay with his friend Bill. As Mary thought at that time, Steve's relationship with Bill and his desire to spend good time with him was more important than his one wife, but in the end, Mary learned the hard truth that Steve didn't actually care about her at all. But what happened next will shock you to your core, as it had shocked Mary, when Steve came back home hours later and there was some strange about him.
So I'm just saying, Mary said he didn't look himself. He looked disorientated. He had a funky smell about himself. I said, well, man, what you think happened?
When Mary approached her husband, she recognized the smell, and it was the same smell that was coming from Bill Cosby that evening. And of course, Mary asked her then, husband, about that smell, and apparently, Steve realized that he gave himself away. So in his usual manner, he avoided the answer and headed straight to the shower. And what shocks me most, guys, is that Mary had been living with this truth for so long, and she could confide in Essie Berry only, and apparently how Steve is biting his nails because his secret has become a public knowledge. And although he may regret this affair now, back then, he just wanted to do whatever he pleased.
differently, but it was almost like whatever it is for him to do, he wants to be able to do that. He don't care about nobody else.
Well, it may actually mean that Steve was having an affair with Bill at least once, and okay, their friendship might have even strengthened because of this secret affair they had. At least it explains why Steve was so fiercely protecting Bill when the charges of say were pressed against him, and why he was always saying only good stuff about his mentor and a friend. However, after Bill recommended Steve to stay away from him, probably to keep their secret from coming out, these two had never crossed their paths, at least in the public, and Steve Harvey hasn't said a single thing to the press about Bill Cosby since 2017. It only adds to speculations that there was something going on between these two, and while Bill recommended Steve to stay away from, it was probably done for keeping more secrets from coming out. But thanks to Mary, who can share even more stories about her ex-husband relationship with his so-called friend, or should I rather say, friend with benefits, we may learn the juicy details of their affair. Many fans are repulsed by Steve's devious nature, and they wonder how many secret details of his life are going to surface in the future. As one person commented, Steve was wrong with the way he treated his wife, Mary, and for the being of his son. He's not who he wants you to think he is. I think he's a devil and a liar refused to do the right thing with those he claims he loves. And another user added that Steve should have just paid Mary when they were divorcing, and it could have saved him a lot of time. This person wrote, Mary should have received her cut of the money. That's not right. He was cheating on her. That's probably why. She was cheating on her. That's probably why she was in the hospital. Well, it seems like Steve Harvey was good at keeping secrets for many years, and it's only know when we start to learn the truth about him, all thanks to Mary, who is adamant to expose his true colors. And what do you reckon? Is Steve Harvey truly living a double life? And what do you think about his alleged affair with Bill Cosby? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I'm eager to know what you're thinking. And in the meantime, check my other videos about Steve Harvey. Apparently, he is hiding a lot of ugly stuff behind his facade of a reputable family man. Well, that's all for today. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned, and I promise to be back very soon with a new portion of gossips about your favorite celebrities.